Welcome to the Post Credits Podcast, where we talk about movies after the credits roll. My name's Jesse.
I'm Max.
And my name's Logan.
And today we discuss the taxonomic difficulties inherent in the interspecial relationships in Zootopia as we talk about Zootopia 2.
I thought you were going to say Electric Boogaloo after that.
There's no
when you said taxonomy, I thought you were going to say taxidermy, and I would have been like, that is quite vulgar of you, given that this movie stars a bunch of animals.
Full disclosure, we recorded about 15 minutes of this episode before, and then our entire setup died.
Yeah.
So
it sounded like aliens were taking over.
Aliens were taking. It was crazy.
But we're back. We're back.
Everything exploded. Yeah, if you've ever seen War of the Worlds, like the 2025 version, it was basically that. Amazon saved the day. I'm the disruptor. Anyway. Zootopia 2 is the sequel to Zootopia. Zootopia released in 2016. That was 9 years ago.
Just crazy. I was 10 years old when the last one came out.
Although we haven't been at it for a lack of Zootopia content, because I think in 2021 there was a Disney Plus miniseries called Zootopia Plus.
Yeah. Which,
as we discussed on the episode, you never got to hear. None of us have seen. None of the three of us have seen.
Yeah, I've seen. At least for me, I've seen clips of it. Especially when Mr. Big is in the past. He's talking like this, giving his life story. But it's just like most of the other stuff of that show, I haven't seen too much of it. When they announced the sequel, that's when I was like, okay, that's the Zootopia content I want to see. I wasn't sure if the TV show was going to be any good.
Right.
Yeah, because it's on Disney Plus. I don't have that, so I have no idea that existed until now.
Yeah.
So let's ask the question that we always ask. How did you hear about Zootopia 2?
Saw a trailer when it got released on a YouTube ad, I guess.
Yeah, because it continues the streaks of you seeing trailers before we watch the movies.
It's true.
They're more mainstream than, the ones.
Yeah, that's true.
We started watching.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
We've slowly gotten more and more mainstream because most of the picks for the weekly spoiler review are informed by our most anticipated list that we make at the beginning of the year. So sometimes they're mainstream and sometimes they're the smashing machine.
Yeah. Yeah, we've come a long way.
Sure have. I heard about Zootopia 2 first when it was announced, and the thing was, it was announced alongside two other movies. It was announced alongside Toy Story 5 and Frozen 3 and 7,000 layoffs. So it just left a bad taste in my mouth, the announcement. It felt like they were announcing a couple sequels to kind of cover up the fact that they, laid off 7,000 people.
Yeah. Normally, I also heard about this one when it was announced. And normally when Disney announces a bunch of sequels, I'm immediately skeptical. But Zootopia getting a sequel, to me, at least, was a good idea, just because I am a huge fan of the first one. And part of it, besides the fact that I'm a huge fan of buddy cop movies, but also the world of Zootopia I just think is really interesting. And it's actually one of those movies that I watched. I was like, I actually want to spend more time in this world with these characters. I think there's a lot you can do. So I wasn't skeptical at all of the announcement of Zootopia 2, and the marketing looked pretty promising. And I was really excited when Ke Huy Quan was cast as one of the main characters. Seeing his post-Oscar acting roles, it was really exciting to see him. To see him be in this movie.
Yeah, and I do think that they got a good creative team behind it. It's from the directors of Encanto, which is, beyond Zootopia 2, the most recent Disney animated picture that I've seen, like the Walt Disney Studios animated picture.
Yeah.
I haven't seen many of the ones that they've been putting out in the 21st century.
Yeah, did these guys also do the first one? Sorry.
What was that?
Yeah, wasn't it by the same guys that did the first one, or is that a different team?
It's one of the same guys. Byron Howard directed the first Zootopia as well, alongside Rich Moore.
I see.
But Rich Moore, as far as I understand, didn't come back to do Zootopia 2, unless he did. I think he went on just to do the Wreck-It Ralph series. But Byron Howard kind of stuck with it.
I see.
Jared Bush is coming from Encanto, and also I think from Wreck-It Ralph 2. Do we have anything more to say before we jump into the plot?
Nope.
No, not really.
The song by Shakira from the first movie.
Don't sing it this time.
I won't sing it. I will not sing it. We will not be getting any copyright strikes. But yeah, Try Everything by Shakira. Great song. I was really happy to hear that she came back for this one. I'll probably be talking about that a little bit more later on. But for now, let's jump right in.
Yeah, it was weird. When you sung it the first time, it sounded exactly like The original.
It was
Let me
like-
demonstrate. No, I'm kidding.
It was like Shakira bust into the room and started singing. It was crazy.
Yeah.
This movie starts with a little bit of a recap of the first movie. We don't learn, but if you've seen the first one, you know that Judy Hopps, played by Jennifer Goodwin, a bunny cop, and Nick Wilde, played by Jason Bateman, a fox fugitive, team up to take down the evil mayor that's a sheep that's been injecting the predator animals in the anthropomorphic world of Zootopia with some drug-like substance that makes them go feral and aggressive.
And with the idea that prey stays on top and like predators are only as like they only act as they seem.
Right, and an inversion of what we're used to, a commentary on demonization and racism in a way. Nick Wilde has joined the ZPD, Zootopia Police Department, and has officially partnered with Judy Hopps. The police chief, a water buffalo named Chief Bogo, played by Idris Elba, has determined that they are simply, even though that they did that big, large-scale thing, they're still a rookie team, so they need to watch the other teams take down this case where an anteater has been smuggling illicit substances from outside the border into the land of Zootopia.
Yeah, what a lovely setup for a kids movie.
Yeah. Although Nick Wilde and Judy Hopps do not wait, they come in immediately and have a whole plan where they pretend to be a couple with a kid who is very clearly a canine, but I don't know how the genetic material mixes to change the genus of the kid, but clearly it was convincing enough for the anteater to buy it.
Yeah, who is voiced by none other than Sid the Sloth himself, John Leguizamo.
It's true.
Yeah, or if you also watch Encanto, Bruno from that movie, same guy.
Yeah, I thought I recognized his voice.
Yeah.
You did.
So yeah, fun little detail. And then the kid in the carriage is also like the young, well, not really kid if you hear how he talks, but like in the first movie,
Yeah,
the,
he
the,
was
the
in
one
it.
that drives the truck with the sunglasses.
I don't remember that bit, but yeah, Judy is then opens like a storage crate and a bunch of the illicit substance comes out and
For the adults in the room, it's drugs.
yeah, packaged in brown paper baggies.
Yeah.
And also like some snake skin, some scaly skin.
Yeah.
And they get into a car chase. The anteater gets into a delivery truck for a delivery company called Amuse Bouche, because like a moose bouche, but moose. And they get into the Hogmobile.
Yeah. At first I was like, is it called the Hog Rider? And I was like, wait, that's from Clash Royale.
The hog ride.
The hog.
The Hog Rider, yeah.
The Hogmobile. Which
Was it Hogwheeler? Hogmobile?
A lot of pig-related puns in this.
Yeah,
particular scene.
there's
All
one later that we'll
unnatural
get to
ones.
that I couldn't help but chuckle at, but there's a lot of animal puns. as you can see.
There's a lot of animal puns. This movie is full of good animal bits. Like I do think it's quite funny.
I mean, in like the first half, but
In the there's one Ratatouille bit that is
Oh, yeah.
so funny.
I'm sorry. How'd you pronounce that?
Ratatouille.
Ratatouille?
Ratatouille.
Ratatouille. Okay, that's what I thought you said. Ratatouille?
I didn't
was
know.
like-
Ratatouille.
Oh, I thought you said Ratatouille. I was like,
Ratatouille.
huh?
Ratatouille. I don't know.
Ratatouille.
Ratatouille.
Okay, that's what I thought you said.
Ratatouille.
I was about to say.
I don't know. It's the same thing.
Anyway, sorry. We're getting off track.
And this Hogmobile versus Amuse Bouche car chase ends up with the Hog Rider having destroyed a statue of Ebenezer Linksley, who is the founder of Zootopia and creator of the weather walls, which allow for the 4 sections of Zootopia: the tundra, the desert, the forest, and
marsh and the.
Or like whatever the marshy area is. I don't remember
whatever.
what it was called. But like the 4 biomes.
the 4 way. They allow them
like
all
the 4
to
biomes they can live.
Biomes.
Like yeah,
They allow them
biomes.
all to live in harmony.
6th grade science class.
Everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked, and essentially the Linksley family, the oldest living descendant, is named Milton Linksley, and he's played by David Strathairn. So Chief Bogo, after that failure, puts Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde in couples therapy with a quokka named Dr. Fusby, played by Quinta Brunson. But Judy is still investigating that snakeskin lead. She thinks that she needs to prove herself and Nick to Sheriff Bogo, or Chief Bogo. And so her hypothesis at this point is that a snake is going to attack a party called the Zootennial Gala, which is a party to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the founding of Zootopia by Ebenezer Linksley.
Yeah. Which, yeah, another detail. That's where the new Shakira song kicks in. I think it's called, Zoo or something?
Zoo, yeah.
It's really catchy, at least for me. I don't know how much you guys remember the first one. I don't think it's as good as the first song that she did, but I still thought it was catchy. If you're going to do a follow-up to that song, I thought it was pretty good. Really catchy.
I barely remember the Try Everything song from Zootopia. It's been a very long time since I've seen that movie.
Yeah. Hey, that's fair.
Honestly, I remember that more than this song.
Fair. While I'm exposing myself about Disney movies, I didn't care about Bing Bong and Inside Out, and I have never seen Lilo and Stitch.
Oh. If you want him to watch Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, comment in the comments
Put
below.
it in the comments.
Put in the comments below if you want me to watch Lilo and Stitch. We'll do a weekly spoiler review on Lilo and Stitch. For whatever reason. I don't know. Who cares? So, at the Zootennial, they have this diary that's essentially the original records and patent of the Weather Walls and for Zootopia, written by Ebenezer Linksley. I keep forgetting the name. Ebenezer Linksley. And she thinks the snake is going to steal it. And they're at the gala. There are some fun bits, like they sneak in and they're doing all these fun things. And Nick was like, "We should just go. There's no lead here." And he says it so much that Judy turns off her earbud. They're communicating to each other through earpieces. So she turns hers off. But then Nick finds a lead and he finds more snake skin and he follows. And as it turns out, there is a snake trying to steal that diary. And that snake, his name is Gary DeSnake, played by Ke Huy Quan.
Yeah. And I guess even before that, that's where we meet one of the other big characters.
Oh, yes. That is when we meet... Judy runs into another member of the Linksley family known as Pobert Linksley, played by Andy Samberg.
Yeah.
And, yeah, there's a fight between Gary and Judy and Nick and Milton, and it results in what appears to be Judy stabbing Chief Bogo with a fang from a snake.
Yeah, which isn't actually how it goes out. And also,
No, it's
for
not.
those of you who are wondering where the Ratatouille bit was, they fight down a hallway and they go past. Some of the animals were cooking.
They go past this lion or buffalo or someone that's cooking, and he has a big chef hat on, and they sweep the hat. 'Cause he's cooking ratatouille, the dish, with the cucumbers and whatnot, and he's very carefully plating it, and they zoom by, and the hat comes off, and there's a rat controlling him, and the other guy's like, I knew it!
Yeah. Yeah, so fun little reference to another, I guess, Disney property type movie.
Yeah, it's honestly one of the best set up and paid off bits I've seen in almost any movie this year. It's really, really good.
Yeah, and even earlier, so when we get introduced to Andy Samberg's character of Pauber, there's another character named Catrick, who I didn't realize until after the movie was voiced by Macaulay Culkin. Huh. It was a nice little detail. So one of the other Linksley, for a split second, voiced by Macaulay Culkin. It's a nice little detail there. Kevin McAllister from Home Alone, for people who don't know who that is.
We also get a little bit of a scene. So Judy and Nick are on the run, but they have the diary, and Milton knows something that the rest of us don't, and so he sends the current mayor, who is named Brian Winddancer.
Yeah, he's
played by
Patrick Warburton.
Yeah, Patrick Warburton, in a very, very Patrick Warburton performance. And so he has the mayor put the ZPD on tracking down Judy and Nick. And ostensibly Gary. And then Gary also has a motorcycle buddy. There's a buddy that picks him up in a motorcycle, and they split with the diary.
However, at this point in the movie, we have no idea who that is.
Yeah, no
it's a mystery character.
It's a mystery.
And I will say, this is the part of the movie where it's this is the buddy cop trope that they're pulling from. I'll get into this more later, but the first Zootopia, if you take it on its own as a buddy cop story, it's stale. But when you add the Zootopia, the Disney-ify stuff, I think that's what made that movie fresh to me. And this one, it's you have the buddy cop trope of fugitives on the run. So it's that kind of it's that kind of story, at least here. But, yeah. Anyway, we can go back to the plot.
So Judy and Nick they get caught and taken out by the Godfather mouse.
Oh, Mr. Big.
Mr. Big. And they basically are given a choice, right? Mr. Big will either send them to an island far, far away where they'll be safe and alive.
And sipping on pina coladas.
Pina koala.
Pina koalas, which I actually did come into play later on, but
It somewhat.
yeah.
In like one scene. Or they can join a conspiracy theorist beaver named Nibbles Maplestick, played by Fortune Feimster. She posts conspiracy theories about snakes in Zootopia and flat Earth stuff, I think, on her conspiracy website, which only has 2 total visitors. They go with Nibbles Maplestick.
Yeah.
At the insistence of Judy Hopps, they go with Nibbles Maplestick. Nibbles Maplestick takes them to a place called Marsh Market to encounter a basilisk named Jesus, played by Danny Trejo.
Yeah, the amazing Danny Trejo. They do this bit where they pass through like a bunch of there's like a funny bit where they're passing through the marsh and Nick and Judy, they come across like a sea lion.
Oh yeah.
And so they try to play it nice, so he tips them a coin. There's a sign, "Don't tip the coin." And
Right,
it's like,
it's a
"Don't take it
choking
out."
hazard.
And it's like, "Don't take it out." It's like, "Don't take stuff from them or something."
Right, don't touch them.
Yeah, don't touch them.
Basically, they're doing a fish out of water bit with Nick, where he basically is committing every single social faux pas in this world. He calls a sea lion a seal, and the sea lion gets mad at him, and then he flips it a coin, but the coin's a choking hazard, so the sea lion gets mad at it, and then he's like, "Oh, honest mistake," and he pats it on the shoulder, but then there's a sign that says "Do not touch."
Yeah, and then they ride over to this bar and they meet the walrus. Hey bub, hey bub, hey bub, hey bub, hey bub, how you doing bub? Hey bub, hey bub, hey bub, hey bub.
From the trailer.
Yeah, that's from the trailer. And then they go over to like this really cool like bar looking thing.
Yeah,
And
there's
then,
like
that's where they meet Danny Trejo, which was funny. Jesse turned to me when this movie happened. He's like, "Is that Rango?" And I was just like, I can only imagine the walls.
It looks
Yeah.
like Rango.
It
really
does.
does
Yeah, it
look
does
like
look like
Rango.
Rango.
Very
Yeah,
Rango-esque.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this. It's not a surprise to me that this team kind of mixes and matches with the Wreck-It Ralph 2 team, because the bar from Wreck-It Ralph and the bar from this movie look very similar.
Yeah.
There's a virus bar in
Cool, like
Wreck-It
reptile
Ralph.
details. Like there's a part where they meet Danny Trejo and they give like a plate of like maggots or something.
Yeah, they give them a plate of worms, and Maplestick had been like, don't turn down any food they give you, and then they eat the worms, and he's like, they actually ate the worms. These idiots ate the worms.
Yeah.
Danny Trejo tells them about a reptile district and that there is a message embedded in the metal cover of the diary, which they are in possession of.
Was it like? What did they say? Like only a reptile?
Only a heat sensitive pit viper.
Yeah, heat sensitive.
A heat sensitive pit viper, which just so happens to be what Gary DeSnake is. Speaking of Gary DeSnake, he's back, and he grabs the diary. The ZPD busts in. There's a whole chase scene. Gary DeSnake joins in, grabs the diary, escapes through the red tunnel. The red tunnel is like an aquatic highway. And the thing is that if you're a mammal that needs air, you're not going to survive very long in the red tunnel because there's no air.
Yeah.
And it's very, very long. So they almost die, but then Nick Wilde barely breaks them out in time to save them. And they meet these like German mountain goats?
Some Swiss goats.
Swiss goats? They're goats, and they come from this like goat honeymoon lodge that's on top of the mountain. And so Judy and Nick start climbing the mountain, and they have this big argument about things.
And thankfully there was no screaming goat joke that they could have
Yeah,
easily made.
thank God. Thank God.
Yeah, but before this, we saw the trailer for the next Pixar movie, Hoppers, and that had a screaming goat bit in it.
Oh my god.
So
Yeah.
and
Seeing this movie not have one, I was like, that's like
yeah, they figured out what's kind of funny to
An extra
post
star
this.
for me.
Actually,
extra star.
extra star for just not falling
That I
in
took
the
away
trap.
from Thor Rag.
I took away from Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
Redistributed the star. They climb up the mountain. They drop this like carrot recorder that was used in the big climax of the first Zootopia, in which they recorded all of what the mayor said, but then they drop it and it breaks, and that's how the ZPD knows they're up there. But, they get up there, they're looking around. Gary DeSnake is there with the book, and it is revealed that the motorcycle man is none other than Paubert Linksley.
Yeah, Andy Samberg's
character.
Yeah, the mystery character actually is him.
So they split up a little bit. Judy says a pretty important line. She says, I think we're just too different to work together, right?
Yeah.
And Judy goes with Paubert and Gary, and Nick gets arrested.
Yeah.
We then get a little bit of an information dump. Gary reveals that the reason he needs the book is actually because his great-grandmother, Agnes, is the real founder of Zootopia, and Ebenezer Linksley just stole it from her. And Ebenezer Linksley's maid, who's a tortoise, stole the original patent and is hiding it in a clock tower. And so the Linksley family wants that patent to burn it, and Gary wants that patent to prove that his family actually founded Zootopia and thus give reptiles a place in Zootopia again. That's the big secret that the Viper can sense, because the heat-seeking pit Viper can see past, Ebenezer Linksley had painted over what was once the reptile district of Zootopia and had replaced it with more tundra district, a tundra district expansion, which is what the secret was. Nick and Maplestick are both arrested, and Maplestick helps him get out by taking a mop and gnawing it with her teeth into a key.
Yeah, the second she grabbed that, I knew that it was okay, she's gonna shape it into a key, isn't she?
Yeah, it was clever.
Yeah. As they're fun little detail, as Nick's walking through prison, there's this other fox who has a line and after him, and the fox's name in the credits is
Michael J. the Fox.
Michael J. the Fox, voiced by none other than Michael J. Fox, which is actually kind of a
wasn't
fun.
he in the first movie too in the beginning? That Fox character.
I think that's a different guy.
That's a good question. This movie has a very, very rich cast of cameos, just one-offs that they have for some reason. Yeah. The person that plays
that was a different guy.
The person that plays the Ratatouille chef, I'm pretty sure, is voiced by Alan Tudyk.
Oh, Alan Tudyk voices Weasel. That's a different guy.
No, well, he voices multiple characters.
Yeah, that guy. Then he does Weaselton, the dude who's he had the bootlegging stand.
Yes. Oh, yes. There's a bit in the Marsh Market where this Alan Tudyk's character Duke Weaselton is selling copies of Disney movies, and it's he's saying oh, we've got remakes, demakes, premakes, whatever, sequels, Lego sequels, and it's a live action Tangled and Frozen 2. And it's it's actual movies that exist.
Yeah, I just thought that was pretty funny.
Michael J. the Fox. Yeah, so the Michael J. the Fox did not appear in the original.
That was I looked at this guy named Gideon Gray.
Gideon Gray. Okay.
Yeah, that was the bully fox.
So they use this guy, this water buffalo, accidentally, not a water buffalo, he's a leopard, I think. He accidentally traps this mouse character, Paul, in a box of donuts.
Yeah, which Paul is voiced by Josh Gad.
Yeah, Paul's voiced by Josh Gad.
Oh, you're talking about Clawhauser.
Yeah.
I think he's a leopard.
Yeah, and he has to use the mouse's computer, but everything's super tiny. That's a good bit. Eventually, they find where Judy is. She's at a weather wall that is the border of the Tundra Desert weather wall, and within the Tundra Desert weather wall is a power switch that'll power on the old district of Tundra Town, which is actually the reptile district. So Judy, Gary, and Paubert flip the switch, activate the clock tower as a beacon to show them where to go. Paubert then betrays them and stabs Judy with a little thing that injects snake venom into her. and that wouldn't be a problem. Gary carries around an anti-venom pen in his fanny pack, but Gary is kicked into the snow where it's cold, and he's cold-blooded, so he can barely move. And then Paubert steals his fanny pack. And Paubert is actually trying to impress his family by destroying the patent, which is the opposite of what they want to do.
Yeah, his motive. Or I guess the motivation behind it.
Twist villain.
Yeah, but one of the
tandem with the first movie, I guess.
Yeah.
For Disney.
Yeah.
Very good twist villain.
Honestly,
the first one had a really good twist, I will say. This one, not as much. I mean,
I don't know if I've ever fallen as hard for a Disney twist villain. I mean, I think
the first one had a good one because it was like, you know, the lion gets arrested.
Yeah.
And then they're like they're walking around their museum, and then the other mayor comes in, and like she like somehow knows where they are.
Right. I do think it's good.
Yeah, it's a good twist. It's a solid twist.
I think the best Frozen, the best Disney twist villain is in Frozen.
Oh, with
whatever his name is, Sven or whatever.
Let me see.
For me, it's Coco. With
with
but
the
dude,
okay,
the
see,
dude being related.
The only issue that I take
was
with
really
that
good.
is
I like
that that's Pixar, and like yes, they're owned by Disney, but I don't think they're not the same studio. So like I would call that a Pixar twist villain, be more than a Disney twist villain.
I mean, it's under the same banner. No.
Well, it's Disney Pixar. This is not a Disney Pixar movie. This is a Disney movie. Walt Disney Animation Studios. It's two different studios, even though they're owned by the same company. Zootopia is Walt Disney Animation. Coco is Disney Pixar Animation. They are distinct. Like the creative team from this movie didn't come from Ratatouille. You know, it doesn't come from a Pixar movie. They're distinct studios. So I wouldn't necessarily call those the same. That's just my piece.
Oh, are they gonna comment on the twist?
Oh, well, yeah. No, I was nitpicking about what Logan said. Yeah, let's talk about the twist.
Yeah.
The twist is well set up. I didn't expect it. That's something.
Which one? This one?
This one's twist. The
I
Zootopia 2
kind of
twist.
saw. I mean, like again, maybe it's the buddy cop formula. You know, the awkward. I'll say this more later on, but you know, the awkward guy that's trying to do stuff for his the awkward guy that's trying to like do stuff for his family, or like they prove himself to his family, and then in the end he like gets so far to where it's like he has to try to prove himself. It's just like it's a trope that's been done before. It's well done. I mean, I guess in this one, I guess same in the first one, but you know, the Zootopia movies are essentially Disney's buddy cop movies.
I think the reason it worked so well for me is that they have that trope. The guy who's eager to prove themselves is Judy Hopps in this movie. It's not Paubert Linksley. It never appears to be Paubert Linksley. And Disney movies are so often about people breaking the mold, right? They are consigned to something by their birth, but they want to be something else. It's the plot of Encanto. It's the plot of the first Zootopia. It's the plot of Moana. It's the plot of so many of these movies that it didn't so much surprise me that this Andy Samberg character was just going to be that trope again. It's a good trope. It's a fine trope, but it's the same character. So I was surprised when it turns out that was the villain. I thought that was a bold move. I appreciated that. Yeah, Nick, in order to get to the weather wall faster to save Judy Hopps, he enlists the help of Flash, the DMV sloth from the first movie.
My God, Flash 100-yard dash. My man steps on the accelerator faster than anybody, even I know.
Yeah, it's pretty great. He's like, Maple Stick is like, I don't know if this is the best option, because then they take off really quickly.
Yeah, because there's a joke at the end of the first movie that Judy and Nick's first like mission, they're like driving down the street, and then this car races past them, and they pull over, and it's Flash.
Yeah,
it's like that's where the name Flash comes from, because Flash drives like a speed demon.
Right. Yeah, and so they
also the joke is he's a sloth. So
right, he's a sloth. So they're supposed to be slow. So they go in
to do that.
It's challenging every single thing I know about anything. So they get to Judy and Maple Stick Nick and Maple Stick get to the wall. They're walking around. Little do they know that Paubert Linksley is on the hunt for them with his fully loaded venom. He stabs Maple Stick, but Nick proves a little bit more elusive, shall we say, and they end up fighting a little bit until they get to like this cliff that happens to overhang the exact area where the previous fight took place. And because Paubert is wearing Gary's fanny pack, if Nick like kicks stuff in the fanny pack free, he can send it to the bottom level and give Gary access to it. And Gary, while Judy still has heat within her, is essentially curling up with Judy to revitalize himself. Like he needs the heat, right? Because he's cold-blooded, so he needs external heat. So he's curling up with Judy before Judy dies and goes cold. So there's like a scene that felt right out of Mission Impossible Fallout where the anti-venom is broken free and they're all scrambling after it and it's on the edge and it's falling and now the shelf is falling and eventually they get it to Gary and Gary injects Judy with the anti-venom and she's okay. I'm guessing most of that anti-venom was adrenaline just based on how Judy reacts afterwards.
Yeah, probably.
Very Pulp Fiction-y.
Yeah. Although, like, to be fair, that is all epinephrine is. And, I mean, I don't know. Usually, I feel like anti-venom isn't carried in pens as much as, like, epinephrine is. It feels more like an EpiPen, like, reference.
I think the bit, yeah, it's EpiPen.
Yeah. But whatever. There's a scene in which Nick and Judy are so distraught by the idea of losing each other that they revert to therapy speak. It's pretty funny because eventually the bit becomes like they've suddenly become super verbose and open about their feelings after this traumatic event, which is like usually in a movie that moment goes kind of unspoken, but in this movie it's very, very much spoken. Yeah, I feel like it is a little undercut by Maple Stick's dialogue in that scene.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because they're kind of talking and they're spilling their feelings, and then Maple Stick's in the background like, I think that we have more important things to do.
Yeah, it's just like a lot of Disney and Disney adjacent movies do that, right? They just like
something.
undercut serious stuff with humor. I'm just like, I don't know if that was needed.
Yeah, the quips.
Yeah, the quips.
Kills me.
Yeah.
So we get Paubert is now running towards the clock tower. He's going to get there first. He has this this jug of gasoline, and there's this big hedge maze that he runs through, like Johnny and The Shining.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought that was, Jack Torrance, and like literally they do this thing where like he's walking through like the snow, and like he literally makes the same face as Jack Torrance when he's in the snow.
He has the same walk.
Same walk. And it's just like
posture.
I literally turned. I was like, oh my god, that's like why are they referencing The Shining? I mean, the first one references The Godfather, which is like not a kids movie at all, and then this movie also references The Shining, which is like also not a kids movie
for the adults in the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde bulldoze that with a bulldozer, which is kind of a funny contrast. And eventually they get the patent back, and the Linksley family is arrested. Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde have cleared their name. And then the credits roll. But wait! There's more. I think we missed this in theaters, but there is a post-credit scene to this movie.
Yeah.
Was it not the koala bit?
No,
Yeah,
okay.
you missed the koala bit.
Yes,
I guess it
forgot
was
the
probably
koala.
established before that.
Or the
When,
dance party with the Shakira character.
Yeah,
Well,
that's how the
yeah.
first one ended. Like it's like at Gazelle's concert, and then I think I alluded to earlier that when Nick and was it Nibs they bust out of prison.
Nick and Maple Stick when
And-
they
yeah,
bust out of
Nibs.
prison, they free every person in that prison,
including the sheep,
Including-
from the first movie.
So now basically their happily ever after is tracking down every single person that was freed from that prison.
Yeah.
New series idea.
Yeah, and then
Yay!
and then the sheep tries going up to get like a ticket or something, and the koala is named Robert Furwin, who you guessed it is voiced by recent Dancing with the Stars champion Robert.
Spoilers.
Yeah, it's been a few days.
Everybody
This is
watched
a
it live.
spoiler review
Yeah.
after all.
The spoiler review on Zootopia 2 and also Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is played by Robert Irwin. He has 4 thumbs. Not Robert Irwin, the koala. That was set up earlier, that koalas have 4 thumbs. It was also set up that Judy and Nick have fake identities, which they use to capture this sheep, ostensibly. And then there's a party where we get introduced to Gary DeSnake's family, the DeSnake family. One of my favorite bits in this movie is they ask Gary what his name is. He's like, Gary the Snake. And then Judy's like, well, what's your last name? And he's like, the snake. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. There's a lot of good jokes in this one.
There are a lot of good bits.
Yeah.
And then dance party, Shakira, credits roll.
Yeah,
Happy now?
you're talking about a post-credit scene. Where
Yeah, there's a post-credit scene. So, as part of that ending party, Judy gifts Nick the repaired carrot recording device, and it has the one, or it repeats this voice line that says, "I love you, partner." It's from Nick Wilde, and it's kind of on the windowsill, and then upon the windowsill in front of the carrot drops lightly to the ground a single blue feather.
Yeah, because if you were paying attention, there are no birds.
No birds.
There are no birds in Zootopia.
Which is crazy because every
Angry
time
Birds crossover.
Angry Birds crossover.
that's it. It's the Angry Birds crossover.
You get Terrence thumping his way through the street.
Terrence, yeah. Because when they announced that reptiles were going to be in Zootopia 2, I was like, oh, I didn't realize there weren't any reptiles in Zootopia 1, and now birds are in Zootopia 3.
Oh, I mean, they are reptiles, aren't they? Birds, kind of.
Well, they're close. No, well, I mean, taxonomically they are
Actually?
different, but they are closely related to reptiles. Yeah. Although I think they're more closely related to fish or something.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
But according to the rules of the series, the two kinds of animals that are not sentient and are not anthropomorphic are fish and bugs.
Yeah.
So we can't get a fish
And
Zootopia
worms.
movie, and we can't get a bug Zootopia movie.
yeah.
We already have a Bug's Life. What do you need a Zootopia movie for?
We already have a fish, the two of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Finding Nemo.
So yeah, set up for the third movie. I guess we'll evolve something around birds. Be very
Yeah,
curious to see how they-
yeah.
Be very
Birds.
curious
And
to see
a
how they
very
do that
large
one.
slingshot.
Yeah.
That's really good. That was a good impression.
Yeah. Thank you.
Don't get us copyrighted.
Yeah, they've trademarked the bird.
Yeah.
The bird sound.
What was
really, That
that?
was a really pathetic attempt.
You sound like the villain. Oh, we're also gonna get copyright. Oh, wait,
At this point, just sing Shakira.
Stop.
Yeah, so what did y'all think about this movie walking out of the theater before the post-credit scene?
I really enjoyed this one. I wouldn't say it's as good as the first one. Maybe that's just me. I'm a really big fan of the first one, and I think a lot of the same strengths the first one had, I think, apply here. Same thing with like the, I've alluded to this already, but the fact that these movies play into like the buddy cop genres that like both the first movie and I will say even more so in this one, I think this one borrows a little bit more than the first one did, is that as buddy cop movies, they're really stale. But when you apply the Disney format to them, and especially the world of Zootopia is just really cool, it gives it just like a unique style. This movie had a lot of great jokes, crazy voice cast when you look at it. Like it's insane how they got this many people. But yeah, I thought it was really enjoyable. I thought it was really enjoyable. I'll give my rating later on.
I'd say, unfortunately for me, I am kind of very biased in this movie's, like, against this movie. Kind of, I mean, little backstory. When I first watched Zootopia 1 9 years ago when it came out, I was like a little kid, and it kind of creeped me out.
Yeah, not as bad as Osmosis Jones though.
Yeah, that's another story. But anyways, it's sort of a relatability thing. There's the theme, I guess not theme, the aesthetic, whatever you want to call it, of either kids movies with anthropomorphic animal characters and kids movies with anthropomorphic / blob characters. Is the best way I can describe it. Those are or just non-animal characters in general that I tend to relate to more.
Right.
Because those are the franchises that I grew up with, like Toy Story, Cars, the Despicable Me.
Yeah, I grew up with that one.
So like animal movies, like the typical Disney stuff. Like I never grew up with Disney. I was more Pixar. That's why, I'm biased towards Pixar. And I mean, I recognize that Zootopia 2 was in plot-wise, narrative-wise, aesthetic-wise, really well animated, a good movie. but I think my bias is gonna skew the rating a little bit.
Yeah, it just didn't resonate with you as much.
Not really.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit mixed on the different facets of this movie because I really liked the first one because the characters were kind of what you'd expect them to be. But the world building was really interesting. The world it built up was really interesting, and it was telling a story about that world. This movie is more telling a story about the characters, and it's like, that's cool. Through the story of the first one, you've already got me interested, at least somewhat, in Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde. So make another movie with them, I'm with you. I'm totally with you. Make it a character study about that, I'm with you. I'm totally with you. But I feel like the world building stuff they add doesn't land so well. It's like now we're kind of more entrenched in the mythology of the thing, and we're throwing so much into this movie about
Lore.
so much
the
lore
lore
into this movie that does not hit as hard as even the weakest character moment between these two
Getting that
characters.
pat
You
on
know?
the case.
Yeah. So I think that I don't think this movie's as good as the first. I think the first is. I mean, look, I haven't seen the first in 9 years.
Wow.
Yes, I liked it a lot when I saw it. No idea if it holds up in any significant way. That being said, this movie feels like it should have been more character oriented than it ended up being, and that was a little bit disappointing to me.
That's fair. What are you guys' ratings?
We'll start with yours.
Start with mine.
Yeah, go with your ratings.
I would give this one a 4 out of 5. I quite liked it. The first Zootopia, I've seen it many times over the years. I don't think it's as good. I know some people walking out of it, at least reactions I saw, said it was better than the first one. I don't think it's better than the first one.
Right.
I think this one, I think it borrows a little bit too much from the buddy cop genre. That I feel like the first one, I think, had a good balance. But yeah, overall, I still really enjoyed it. I don't think it's I don't know if it'll be in my top 10 by the end of the year, but I think it's a really enjoyable movie, and especially if you've seen Disney animation, their track record recently, this is almost certainly one of the better ones that have come out.
And again, with my bias, this is going to be more of a throwaway watch than anything. In my opinion, I'm giving this a 3.3
Ooh.
asterisk.
Asterisk.
Okay.
But like, I recognize that this is, I mean, it's for what it is. It's a kids movie, and I enjoyed it for what it was. As with most of the movies that I tend to not resonate with the most on this podcast, I recognize for what it is that it achieves what it set out to be. So for that reason, I give it the amount of stars that I do.
3.3 asterisk.
Yeah, totally fair.
Yeah, for me, this is, I think, just a high 4 stars because it's a very enjoyable watch. I found myself quite entertained and quite enraptured within the story of these two characters. The bits were funny. I was chuckling. I was
You were
giggling.
You were clapping your hands.
Yeah, I was having a grand old time. When thinking about it, though, and when talking about it, I guess it just doesn't hit as hard. At like the story seems to blend into the background of so many other movies doing such similar things.
Yeah,
so
kind of what I
many-
would say, like the buddy cop for like it's two people on the run, and then there's like even the twist is kind of something that's been done before. Where it's just like
It's nothing
like
transformative.
the Disney-ified effects, I think, bring it to life in a sense, but surface value, it's I think a little bit more more formulaic in that sense.
It's a very comforting movie.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna, these characters are gonna they're gonna break up, they're gonna have their differences, but they're gonna come together at the end, and everything's gonna turn out just fine for all these characters. You know, I just, it doesn't hit so hard when I'm thinking about
It's
it
Disney.
in the past. It's a very very Disney movie.
Yeah.
And it's fine for what it is. It's certainly worth a watch. There are some movies that might not be like that are more angled towards me. This is angled towards general audiences.
Yeah, I feel
think
like
for sure.
It's
That's
a good.
who I recommend it to the general
Yeah, the
audience.
general
Yeah,
audience.
general audience like kids and families.
Yeah.
This is a good one for them.
If you're listening to this podcast, there's a 9 out of 10 chance that you're gonna like this movie.
Yeah. I would agree. I mean, it made 520 million in its opening, which I think is
More.
crazy. If not more.
560.
560.
Yeah, it worldwide in its opening weekend, the 4th highest opening of all time,
Yeah,
which
all
is
time.
insane. Also, already in the top 10 highest grossing Hollywood movies in China. They love this movie.
Which I didn't realize. A lot people overseas like love Zootopia.
Yeah.
which
It's
I
called
didn't realize.
Zootropolis
Yeah.
over there. Yeah, I do like this movie.
Yeah.
I think that's important to note. I like this movie. I like the characters. I like the bits. I like the story. It's very, very well done, but it's a very good crowd pleaser, but not really a crowd impresser.
Yeah, that's fair.
Beyond that really, really amazing Ratatouille bit,
Yeah.
and
that was good.
a couple of
What the pork?
yeah,
I
couple
thought
of
that was
Oh, yeah.
for some weird reason.
The pig bit that you
yeah, is that Judy
led up
bumps
to.
Judy or Nick, one of them bumps into a pig, and he goes, "Oh, what the pork!"
It's so stupid, but it's I don't know.
It is stupid. It's just
for the adults in the room.
For the adults in the room.
I think he was gonna say fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's a crowd pleaser. Nothing really stands out aside from those couple of flashpoint moments, and I think it hits hard in theaters. Probably not so much the day after.
Yeah.
But I do.
Sure.
I do think.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least for me, like the first one really surprised me with how much I enjoyed it. Maybe it's just like my cynical age when I was like, "Oh, this doesn't look very good," and I watched it and I really liked it. It has held up for me. I've seen it somewhat recently, and it's still really held up for me. And this one I watched, I'm like, yeah. I mean, it's kind of more of the same, but yeah, I thought it was good.
You were very curmudgeon-y at the age of 9.
I guess I was, yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, the first one was great, as far as I remember. Again, 9 years ago. The second one is good. I'm still looking forward to the third one.
Yeah.
When they inevitably make the third one, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, if they announce a Zootopia 3, I'll be there because I think
fair enough.
It's gonna
if
happen.
Disney continues, I don't want them to milk this franchise till it's dead. But if they keep doing sequels and they have good ideas for them, like the end of this, like obviously the teaser with the bird thing, I think is kind of interesting. If they
Yeah.
keep doing it, I'll be there.
I agree. I will continue to frequent the city of Zootopia. Any last thoughts?
Nope.
Let's jump into Letterboxd plugs. On Letterboxd, I go by Threnv. That is THRNV. I can't promise that I'll have a review of Zootopia 2 up by the time this comes out, but I recently watched the Kyle Mooney Y2K slasher called Y2K. So if you're at all interested in that, check it out. It's probably on my account.
Yeah. My Letterboxd plug is MJ Spiegel, all lowercase. I know it keeps saying I'll update it, and if you go there, there's probably not a whole lot there. My New Year's resolution starting January 1st, I'm going to go back and update everything. I'm going to try to have reviews out for the next couple episodes that we do, if I can. As of recording this, I mean, we're college kids at finals weeks and stuff like that. I'm going to do my best, but starting January 1st, you'll start to see a lot more frequent reviews from me. So sorry about my hiatus, but I will be back.
And you can find me at Invaded, INVADD Films. That is my Letterboxd. All I have is, I guess, all the list of all the movies I've ever watched. I need to update it because I saw some classics this Thanksgiving weekend, namely being John Malkovich and Bad Santa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might do a thing for those. I might review some stuff from our past episodes. If you want to check that out, look out.
Very, very exciting. Also remember, if you have anything to say about this episode, you disagree with us, agree with us, or just want to give us a fun fact, the comment section's right there. Whenever we get a comment, we reference it on the episode as long as you have something to say and you're not just saying that our episode has good audio when it in fact muted itself halfway through the runtime. Anyway, keep in mind, reptiles deserve a spot in Zootopia 2.
That's right.
They deserve a spot in Zootopia 2.
Oh.
Gets here.
I see.
Yeah. And
Roll credits.